Hello everybody and welcome to another video. I hope you're all doing well. My name is King Condor and today I want to share with you guys an idea that I have for the player designed island competition that Jagex has put out. Now this is not my sort of content. I don't ever do this sort of thing. I'm venturing into the unknown here and I have zero artistic talent. So bear with me while I cook. But I've come up with, in my opinion, a pretty solid idea for a player-designed island that we can implement into old school RuneScape, and I want to give it a go and submit my idea, not just to Jagex, but also to you guys. Now, this morning on stream, I was going through my plans roughly with my chat. Excuse the green screen shirt, sorry. I was going through this with my chat. They also got me pretty drunk on stream, so I was kind of half-cut throwing shit together. But since stream ended, all I've done is sat here and kind of flesh out the design a little bit more to really give myself a better picture of what I want to do here. And I think I've put together something pretty cool. I want to share with you guys now what this is. Now, it's not perfect. The numbers that I give are purely just to give you a benchmark of where I'm feeling it should sit in game. But obviously, they can be much better in terms of XP rates. Rewards are open to interpretation. Jagex and development and balancing all need to play their role in this part. But the general idea and the concept I want to pitch to you guys today, and I would love some feedback. So if you can leave a comment down below, whether you like it, dislike it, what you do like, what you don't like. If it's a good idea, if it's straight dog shit, just fucking tell me. Like, I've never done this before, probably won't do it again, but I like the idea of jumping onto this competition because I somewhat enjoy sailing, and I want to give... I want an island in the game that's actually fucking worth our time going to. I've also put together everything I've designed in this video into a little Dropbox that you can view in the description down below, so you can, I guess, have your own little notes. And if anyone wants to have a go at designing what I've put down, because you're probably more talented than me with the art side of things, or any suggestions you want to make, please go ahead and toy around with it. Send me your suggestions and ideas on Discord. Hit the like and subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate the support. The community inclusion should be really fun. So, yeah, if you want to deeper dive into it before I show you everything here, description down below, Dropbox will show you everything that I'm about to show you right now. The suggested size is the size of one King Black Dragon lair and a maximum of 4 KBD lairs. I went to the absolute maximum and I have shaved some space, so we do have some room to play with here, which is ideal, obviously. You can have creatures or monsters included in the space, and you may reuse existing ones freely and adapt any existing up to a max of 10. Red cows, for example, is an adaptable creature, and create no more than one brand new creature. I may have created 2, but I'd like to think of it as one brand new creature and then one adaptation of that creature. But when you see it, it's kind of, you could argue that it's one creature in the way that the Royal Titans is one boss, if you will. It's an argument, probably not going to stick, but who cares? A maximum of 1 short quest required to access it, easy. It can include up to 3 small brand new activities or 5 total if including existing activities, which I think I have managed to fit. I think I've got 5 in total, which is pretty good. Combat is optional, but if going with this, any difficulty should match the certain level requirement. I've got that covered, I believe. Music, I haven't even touched that yet. Narrative and the concept should not seek to continue existing storylines. This is going to feed off of the Tortugan line a little bit. It's not going to obviously expand on the quest. It's more just a side quest, if you will. And they suggest side grades rather than impacting any top-end meta in skills and combat. I have probably touched top-end meta more than side grading, but it's not a huge like power creep or anything. It's more or less just... It's a side grade that doesn't have a whole lot of use outside of this island at the moment. But I want to pitch to you guys my idea. I've got Photoshop up with like 9 pages, and I want to walk through everything. We did discuss it on stream, but I've got a more level head of where I want to be now. And it is a mess, by the way. I have zero artistic talent. It's going to look like shit, so please try to look past the terrible designs. But here you go. This is what I have drawn up. What do you think? Hey, I know. What the fuck are you looking at? This is the blue is the ocean. If you can't tell, blue is the sea. That's a given. This is somewhat the island, roughly equating to 3 and a bit KBD islands or layer sizes, but completely adjustable. Doesn't need to be that shape. Doesn't need to be that size. I have a shit ability to be able to make these adjustments and make it work while I'm trying to just pitch the plan. So I don't care if it's an oval, I don't care if things change shape. The concept is what I'm more interested in, the actual content on the island. So please try to look through that. So, can I make adjustments here? I can. Here we go. So this is just a close-up of the island for now. But more importantly, let's look at what's actually on the island. I have broken it down into black background and yellow text artwork, which is always a win. So I've called it the Condor, which is a name in progress, given that I am the fucking Condor. So I figured call it the Condor because that's just the narcissism in me. Page 1. The Condor is a living island, and it corrupts the residents that live in it, and it fuels its hunger and serves its master, which is the boss at Port 2. So there's two bosses, which are Port 1 and Port 2 bosses. They're kind of the same, but different in a way. And the idea is that the island is a living creature that feeds off of and corrupts the beings on the island. You have to access it from the southwest at level 50 sailing down here at the dock where the green area is. If you can't see that, excuse me for the black background. And after a short quest, which is like room mysteries, where what you have to do is down here it says Sage. This is a Tortugan Sage who you basically just help him, give him a couple of runes, give him a pat on the back, give him a wristy, and he gives you the ability to travel the island outside of the green zone by having either a blessing or an offhand equipped. Kind of like how you have the shield for the Shellbane Griffin. Instead, you'll have like, a quiver slot item or maybe an offhand that allows you to travel the island, and any NPCs on the island are at that point not aggressive to you. Oh my god, not aggressive to you. And also potentially no stat draining. I don't want it to be draining damage to players because that really takes a lot of fun out of the island. You don't want to be constantly healing, and if you forget it, you don't want it to be a massive burden. So I just wanted it to kind of be like maybe, maybe you're not, things aren't aggressive or things won't damage you if you wear it. Wear it. It's not a super aggressive NPC island, so you don't have to worry about being ragged, but gives you a bit of diplomatic immunity. That's my interpretation of how to go about making the island bearable while also having that corruption storyline to it. Without it, NPCs and potential threats may be aggressive towards you. I have absolutely zero artistic talent, so please be patient with the MS Paint drawings, which is stated down below. So please try to look past how shit it looks. But let's look into the finer details of the island. This is so bad. So concept number 1 is this is the hub, the green zone. A bank, a dock / port, potential ranges, furnaces, stalls, some sort of village. If we want thieving, we can have thieving. If we want furnaces and ranges, access to smithing or even a sawmill by chance. This is where you can have your hub. On the right side here, I have a very poorly drawn, what looks like imbued heart, but it is actually the hunter symbol for a Herbie-like hunter activity to give other island bonuses or coral farming bonuses or even just secondary resources. Not the same as Herbie, but a Herbie-like tracking concept. Can completely scratch it, by the way. Not super important. I just wanted to add an extra activity to the island along with the allotment patch, which is also optional because I don't think we've got an allotment patch with sailing at all, to the best of my knowledge. So having one might be kind of nice, but then it's just another herb patch, but I don't think it really matters at this point in the game. So an allotment patch could be fine. Again, just leave it as dead space to travel. You can have NPCs there or some sort of aggressive landmass that if you have the blessing or the offhand, you're fine. Up the north, you may have noticed there were 2 mining spots, one on the left, one on the right. These will be corrupted mining pits with very high value, high-end ores, and only one is active at a time. Either the left pit or the right pit, east or west, is active. When the pit is active, it can have rune, adamant, mithril, copper, nickel, gemstones, pretty much any fucking ore you want, soft clay even. But if you want a bank, you need to build the winch and have a bank built up the top. It's a permanent build it once, that's it. And it requires strength and agility XP to send the ores upstairs. You can't carry the ore up because of the corruption. The weight is too heavy on you, the atmosphere or whatever. So you can send the ores up by winch, then go up, collect them and bank them. This is to slow down the amount of ores coming out of the mines because it will be quite active and quite consistent. You don't really need to leave the mine for 20 minutes or so until the other mine is active, which you can then add a shortcut that you can build one time of construction to take you from one mine to the other. Otherwise, you've got to go topside and run across the barren non-PvP wilderness to get to the other mine, which is a waste of time. It'll probably take you a minute to get across, waste of XP. Alternatively, you can just mine and drop ores and get some decent XP. Consider it like barbarian fishing, but with useful resources. You get strength and agility XP for operating the winch, and for using the shortcut. Mining, you can even have that tick method mining in there if you wanted. I don't even know if we want to even think about introducing infernal shale in there. I probably wouldn't, but just a mining concept that is, it's a similar concept to barbarian fishing. Not as obvious, you're not getting rune ore at extremely high rates, but the availability is there. People might want to do just iron and coal and drop it. Other players might want to come pick that up and winch it up, so they'll get strength and agility XP, 0 mining XP, but they'll be able to bank a lot of other people's resources by dropping. Will they even want to go that far? I doubt it. So essentially, the idea is that you have 2 very efficient mining pits that have high-end ores that you can efficiently take advantage of and mine, and the pit that you are bottlenecked around is the winching and banking of the ores, so that way you can get your rune ores really fast, but, well, not really fast, but faster than you typically would. You wouldn't need a hot worlds as much and compete with bots as much, ideally, but at the cost of having to winch shit up. It can be balanced speeds and stuff. All that can be balanced around the rate to not be super competitive over other rune ore mining, but also we're at a point where a lot of rune ore and adamant ore is coming into the game by PVM, that having a decent rune and adamant ore method of mining is not super threatening on the economy, in my opinion. Rune ore has a very strong baseline that it will never drop below, and I feel like giving people more incentive to actually mine these ores is going to help with the skilling end of mining rather than just doing fucking star mining, because that's the concept that I've got in my head, is that Jagex has implemented too much skilling resources into PVM, that there needs to be in my opinion, an excellent way to gather these resources skilling wise. And I think mining but slowing down the process to actually banking it is probably not too bad of a way to approach it. Shit idea, maybe. Who knows? That's just one of the methods on there. It's not super detailed. It's not super difficult. It's just a different way. And after 20 minutes, you got to swap mine, take the shortcut or run across. It's probably a high level agility and construction method to make that shortcut, but it cuts a bit of time down and lets you get straight into the next rocks and just go back and forth forever. Why not? But let's talk about the world skilling activity. I've called it the Valley of the Condor, which is a fucking sick name if you don't mind me. So this is the meat and potatoes of the island, okay? This is the river, okay? Now the river can change shape. It doesn't have to be this shape. It can be any shape. It just moves in a clockwise fashion. It grants sailing XP, fishing rewards, and maybe fishing XP, depending on how it wants to be balanced. Your boat follows the red arrows. As you can see, there's red arrows, and your boat follows them around the river, which can change at any given time. When you're in your boat, sloop or skiff, preferably sloop. If you have trolling nets, lower the nets at certain points in the river. It'll indicate when, and you catch fish. And it's a good way to troll fish. Rather than doing shoal fishing, you could come here and do fishing here. Instead, get some good troll fish. But if you don't raise the nets in time, so it might only be down for like 5 seconds, then back up, or 10 seconds, then back up. If you leave it down, you would rapidly lose that fish and lose boat speed, which then you sacrifice sailing XP. Now, you can just not do the nets and you will always maintain boat speed. But if you have the nets down, you will gain, I don't know if you'll gain speed, but you'll gain fish and then lift up the nets and keep going. You won't lose nets, your fish, and you won't lose boat speed. Great sailing XP an hour, and what you're doing here is you're actually agitating and annoying the shit out of the island, the condor. You're pissing them off, which is aggravating these yellow and pink markers, which are nodes or tentacles, if you will, which we'll get to in just a moment. So the idea is to be an alternative to Barracuda trials while also gaining great sailing and sailing XP and sailing fish. Instead of doing some trolling, gives trolling another purpose, and it's a more I guess direct, straight to the point. Just do this lap, and because it's a world skilling activity, by doing this sailing method, you're helping people on the island with the other method, which we'll get to in just a moment. You agitate the boss, causes the land nodes to be vulnerable and farmable for XP and loot, which we will get to very soon. The river can change path, the exit route can change, it's on a timer to keep the gameplay somewhat interactive for those that don't want to do any of the trolling. You can just take your boat through and do laps all day. Yeah, it's laps, boring, agility. It's trying to incorporate a different path to take every so often, and also incorporate the potential at your own choice to do fishing if you want to as well for more rewards. That's totally fine. The idea of this island is to give the players the choice of how they want to train this skill. There should be no one way to do a method. It should be, you can be AFK as you want, you can be as active as you want, which brings us to page 4, which is the inside of the valley. So the inside are the yellow markers, you see those. This is for woodcutting XP, rewards, and agility XP. The yellow markers indicate tentacles and nodes to woodcut. They can be chopped like shooting stars, just hit them like 7 minutes, 5 minutes of just fucking woodcutting. Completely AFK. Imagine like 40, 50k XP an hour. Maybe that's a bit extreme for AFK, but just imagine that. And you're getting some reward, whether it's a currency or whatnot. That's yet to be determined. And it rotates clockwise. Whether it's random or clockwise, I'm not sure yet. Every so often, a tentacle will become vulnerable based on boat activity. So, I did forget to mention one thing. The C, orange C in the middle, is a coffer for potential valley-only worlds like Blast Furnace. So you pay the coffer, and then Tortugans will take boats around to agitate the boss. I don't know if that's worth doing because, like Blast Furnace, you need a coffer. Otherwise, no one's doing Blast Furnace or non-Blast Furnace worlds. I don't think it'll get that bad, but there's potential for it. So just throwing that out there. So every so often, a tentacle will become agitated, and if you hit that tentacle, you'll actually get boosted XP and rewards. And that tentacle moves every minute, whether it moves to the next one or it changes location across the island. I don't know how the best way to balance that is yet, but the main point is that you can... Oh, my storage is only half full. The main point is that you can have AFK, or you can chase the tentacles to get increased XP rates. The agility XP comes from potential shortcuts across the river. Okay, so you jump across the river, whether it's by tightrope, rope swing, the neck thing, flying fox, whatever. There's shortcuts across the river, and by doing these, after hitting a tentacle that's active, and then hitting an active agility spot, you will get increased agility XP as opposed to people just running back and forth over them, to give you a hopeful, decent 30, 40, 50k agility XP an hour on an efficient run, which brings you to page 5, which is the same as the inside. Yellow is woodcutting, the outside pink is mining. So you can choose woodcutting or mining, whatever you want to train. You're hitting the island, you're pissing the cunt off, you're getting rewards, you're getting XP, and you are just actively following the nodes. And you mine, you get rewards, whether it's like Stardust for gem bags sort of reward system, or it's just straight up ores or another sort of currency, yet to be determined. Alongside a certain activity, certain rewards for other activities on the island, which we'll discuss in a moment. But the idea here is to be either super AFK, low to mid constant XP methods with low rewards by just hitting the same node non-stop and walking away like a gemstone crab. You then can also do a slightly more intensive method where you chase the nodes you want for mining, or the most intense high XP output method is chasing both woodcutting and mining nodes. So you go woodcutting, agility across to mining, across to woodcutting, and there's an additional XP bonus for going from woodcutting to agility to mining, to agility to woodcutting, agility to mining. You train all 3 skills at the same time across the hour. Imagine it being 220k XP an hour, but that's overall XP. That XP is split up amongst agility, woodcutting, and mining. So it ends up being like 90,000 woodcutting, 80,000 mining. What's that? That's 170,000 and 50,000 agility XP in total. So this, independently, the skills don't seem like they're earning a lot of XP, but overall you're getting 200k plus XP an hour. It's a method that gives you a bigger XP per hour intake on your profile, on your account, without it inherently like, if you want just mining XP, it's better to go elsewhere. Or if you want woodcutting, you get better XP AFKing redwoods, but you're not getting that agility and mining XP alongside it and those rewards. So the logic is to have that choice, but if you wanted to put the effort in, you could get a good amount of overall XP per hour across 3 skills. Let me know what you fucking think. I think that's an idea that can work. Again, if the path changes, the tentacles move as well. That's too much for the game engine? I fucking doubt it. That can work. I like that idea. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that's too much or too little. I don't know. But now let's talk about the bosses, the sailing encounters. Now, we're not having on land, many, if any, on land combat encounters at all. can probably have a few encounters here and there, like some sort of possessed Tortugas and whatnot. That's totally fine. I want to talk about the two ports at the north here. We've got Port 1 and Port 2. Port 1, solo/group sailing boss encounter. They're called Pirates of the Condor here. I was going to call them Captain Wax Sparrow and Gavy Jones, but for obvious reasons, we're going to turn it down a bit. And the boss encounter number 1 is going to be called the Vulture. And the Vulture is your first encounter. This can be fought solo or in a team of up to 3 friends. Now, it is far more efficient to do this in teams. This is content where group content is actually impactful. Yes, you can have your crewmates, but if you have 3 players on the boat, you can maybe even up to 5, but if you have 3 players on the boat, it is even more efficient. And I want to really drive home how much better it is. I want the rewards and everything to be better in a team to really encourage team and friends combat. You can absolutely solo it. It's harder. It's not as efficient. But doing it with friends is more fun, right? And you have to fight the boat. You have to fight the Vulture and his boat. And these boats have 4 sides to them, of course. You've got the front, back, left, and right. They have double cannons on the side, right? 2 cannons on either side. You have to destroy all 4 sides to get your loot, to salvage their salvage their shipwreck, right? You need to wreck the ship. They have cannons on both left and right sides, which means they do good damage. You destroy that side, they can't do damage on that side anymore. If you destroy the front of the boat, you actually reduce the boat's defense and increase your damage against the boat. And if you destroy the rear of the boat, you ruin the boat's speed and eventually ability to move. You do need to be rotating around the boat. You will typically move faster than their boat, but they're not going to be going on tangents. They're going to be kind of trying to rotate to attack you while you try to navigate and rotate to attack them. So you're fighting their boat. You'd ideally always be ahead of them. Like, you'd have a player on the helm maneuvering around and they're just trying to kind of fucking shoot you. If you get in the line of sight, they're going to shoot you, right? You want to take out the front so you can take the sides out faster, or you want to take the sides out so you take less damage and then you just have to worry about the front, or you take the back out so he becomes a pigeon and he can't move and you just fuck him up all the way around, dance, run circles on him. Who knows? You have 1 person on the helm, 1 person on the cannon, and then you bring your shadow or bofa and you light that motherfucker up, have someone else on the boat, firing away, repairing the boat, whatnot. Use the crewmate to repair the boat, that's totally fine. And then everyone gets a reward at the end. Sink the boat, salvage the shipwreck, once you've destroyed all 4 sides. That is the concept behind the boss fight. It's not super intense, but it's not meant to be easy. And then you have the other, port number 2. This is the big daddy, this big boy. We've called him, I was going to call this one, Gavy Jones. Instead, we're going to call him the Dutchman. For no particular copyright Disney reasons, we're calling him the Dutchman. This is an undead boat, so you will need a sail facility on the boat, which we'll talk about in just a moment. This can be fought solo or in teams of 3 as well. Exact same concept. Pretty much the same boat, except he's a little bit slower, so it's easier to maneuver around him. But he's got the Flying Dutchman, of course. He's got 2 motherfucking triple cannons on the front. You need to hit the front to lower his defenses, but he's got some big boys, and it even says here, 2x triple cannons on the front, smiley face, potential upgrade one day, question mark, will fuck your boat up. Absolutely. You want to be careful here with this boat, all right? Now, you want to destroy his defenses. You destroy the front, you destroy the front cannons too. He will fuck you up though, so you got to be very careful. You can't sit in front of him for too long. You have to move around, get your repairs in, get to the back maybe to slow him right down. Obviously, he's going to be a lot tankier than the other boat. It's going to be a lot harder of a fight. This is the big dog. The Dutchman he's the man. Shipwreck salvage him when you kill him, get good rewards. Some of the rewards that are potential here, including another concept on these 2, I want to share are a potential reward from the Valley is a boat defense upgrade to help with range and magic protection from other boats and from sea encounters. So even if it's like you can upgrade your hull by applying metal plating on the outside or some shit, a schematic for that. You can upgrade your hull, but then you can reinforce your hull to give you more defense, because this is really prime time for Jagex to do what they have failed to do with normal combat in old school RuneScape, and that is actually take advantage of defense and make it useful, make it worthwhile. And I think upgrading your boat's defense and really being able to rely on you being tanky and withstanding damage is a huge factor here with how weak cannons are currently. You can really balance this shit. This includes magical protection as well from Kraken. So just either it's lowering income damage or increasing, your defense to lower the amount of like zeros or lower the amount of damaging hits they can do. It's whatever. You're going to want this for the bosses anyway. The Vulture and the Valley can both drop parts to create a salve facility plus a salve ammo, and you use the salve facility to fight the Dutchman. This will increase your damage and accuracy against the Dutchman, but also reduce the damage of his triple cannons by, say 50%. So you get a new salve facility that works like the burner. So it goes on your boat. It doesn't take up an actual slot. Get the salve facility on your boat. Your damage is increased by towards the Dutchman and any other potential future undead, zombie, pirate-like ocean encounters. You get increased 20% damage and accuracy, and the Dutchman's triple cannons damage is reduced by 50%, which helps you with fighting and taking him head on. So kind of a necessary reward there. A Dutchman reward would be to even more defense on the boat, or maybe speed. I don't know. I know they said they want side grades more than anything, so I don't know about upgrading boat speed and whatnot. The defense idea I think only really works once, but even if there's like a way to organically give another facility or another upgrade to your boat's hull that allows it to slowly regen health. I know it's a boat, it's not organic, but what if you could regen 1 HP per minute? It doesn't sound big, but it fucking is, and it's huge to have between encounters, and it saves repair kits, and it adds up. Like if you're on your boat for 20 minutes, that's 20 HP. Something like that could be really beneficial. Or a potential second cannon upgrade, so you can have 2 cannons on either side of your boat as well. Don't see why not. I think the sloop's big enough to do that, but you'd lose you'd lose facility spots. You don't gain the facility spot, you have the ability to have 2 cannons next to each other, 4 in total, but then you won't have a salvage station or maybe not a crystal extractor on there. So you'll have a fully equipped combat ship, but that's it, You can't have... It won't be a multi-use ship anymore. It'll be purely just for combat. Valley Potential Reward is a shipwright hammer. This is a hammer you use at a shipwright bench, and it increases the speed that you make repair kits and hull parts. Now, that might not sound interesting, but you're going to go through fucking repair kits on these bosses. You're going to want to make them. This hammer will increase it even by 1 game tick, so you can just make a fuck ton even faster. If you have to make 28, you make 10, if you make 2 at a time, say 10 repair kits per inventory, that saves you 10 game ticks. That's like 4 seconds it saves you per inventory. That adds up. It's big. Hull parts, we know they could be much faster to make, for the love of fucking God. The Vulture and the Dutchman could both drop reasonable rates of dragon nails and metal sheets. And this is my favorite part. After about 50 or 100 kc of either boat, you can have a AFK shipwreck salvage out in the distance. So once you've killed the Vulture, like say 50 times, you can then just AFK salvage the Vulture in the corner, and you'll have access to do that all you want. But it won't be a double spot. It won't be super AFK like this is here at all. It won't be as rewarding as fighting the boss. Let's say you get a lower quantity of drops of the drop table at a much rarer drop rate. So it's not worth doing for money, but it is beneficial for players who don't have time to actively fight these bosses. You've done 50, 100 KC, now you can go and camp it and just try to finish off a collection or trying to get some extra drops to help get towards your salve facility. Same goes with the Dutchman. Same thing. After 50-something KC, you can then go just salvage it AFK, but it's not worth camping if you can actively fight the boss. It's just super low-key, purely to try and farm out low-end drop rates, like super low drop rates on the drop table. Don't want it to be super AFK money, but you want it to be... It's an Ironman-friendly method, right? That's really for the Ironman. And finally, a new Tortugan crewmate that boosts all the other crewmates' performance. So maybe we can look at seeing crewmates go beyond level 4. You have this Tortugan crewmate, he has a little soul flame horn-like concept, and every so often he boosts your crewmates, and every single crewmate gets +2 on any of their levels. Imagine having level 6 helmsmanship, or deckhand, sorry, on the hook. Could be pretty cool. Could be handy on the cannons too. If you're going to solo the bosses, you might want the Tortugan crewmate. Call him Michelangelo. That'd be pretty cool. That's just my concept there. If it's absolute dog shit, just fucking let me know immediately, because that's that is my island and my concept that I put together so far. I am not very good at drawing anything up. So if anyone wants to have a go at drawing shit up here, or trying to perfect the way it looks and helping me with any design work, would love to have you DM me on Discord, discord.gg/bigdickenergy. You know where I am. And I think this could be really fun. This could be really cool. I want to see what else other people's ideas are out there too. Some people are going to have some great ideas, I'm sure. But this island, I would like to have maybe sit. Oh, I reckon. I mean, it could go in the unquiet ocean quite comfortably down the bottom here. It's not really too annoying there. It could also go Northern Ocean, but I think that's a bit too high level for having level 50 access. Sunset Ocean, like, it's perfect right here. There ain't a whole lot going on here. You can absolutely sit it right there. It doesn't need to take up a huge amount of land. But considering there's Tortugans, I think near the conch, maybe south of the last light in Chart Island, around here is not a bad idea. I think that's totally acceptable. Not a bad little spot. Who knows? That's what I think. That's my concept for now. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. If it's complete dog shit, please let me know. But I just wanted to give it a go. I thought it was a cool idea. We really got talking about it on stream quite a bit, and I was like, oh, okay, this actually could be really cool. You just don't know what you're looking at until I explain it to you. But hopefully I explained it as best I can. I'm also going to leave a Dropbox down below with all of these sheets as well, so you'll be able to get all this information if you want it. It's available right there. I should probably mention that at the start of the video too. So that's going to be it for now. Hit the like and subscribe button down below. I appreciate your support. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you all in the live stream on Sunday. Have a good night. This is the easiest move in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy.